Sorry this video took a while, everyone. Demotivation hit me like a truck. Okay, on to the funny Rockstar game.
Tango Gameworks, founded by Resident Evil creator Shinji Mikami, and with a name like that on the top, of course they would be known for making horror games. They got to start with The Evil Within 1 and 2, which I hear are pretty good games, and I've got to play them eventually because I love me some survival horror games. Afterwards they would make Ghostwire Tokyo, and I'm gonna be honest, that game was kind of a mess. I'll give it this, the game looks gorgeous, they nailed the supernatural vibes and aesthetic of Japan, but looks unfortunately couldn't save this game. It's a boring, bullet spongy, unoptimized slog. Their games didn't sell that well, and it seemed like Tango would go under if their games keep having bad luck. But one day on January 25th, 2023, Xbox and Bethesda held a special showcase called the Developer Direct, and among the sea of dog shit, Tango Gameworks would make a surprise appearance, announcing the surprise project that would launch after the showcase ends. Hi-Fi Rush. The game was a dream project by the Evil Within 2 director John Johannes. It got everyone psyched to play it because of the rhythm-based combat and highly stylized visuals. And when the time came, people got the chance to play this game. And holy moly, this game is good. Nah, this game is great. Nah, scratch that. Amazing even! The gameplay is incredibly unique, the music is banging, the characters are all great, the writing is funny yet clever, the visuals are brilliant as Corsica, need I say more? It might be one of my favourite games of all time now, so it's time for me to gush about why this game is genuinely so good. So let's get our makeshift guitars out and turn our cats into orbs, cause this is Hi-Fi Rush, baby, let's get to it!
Okay, now it's time for the review. I just wanted to make this cool little edit. In this game you play as Chai, a 25-year-old man with a disabled right arm with dreams of becoming a rock star who volunteers for a limb replacement program at Vanderlei campus called Project Armstrong, an initiative to provide people with disabled or no limbs with cybernetic replacements. Although the CEO who launched the project, Kale Vanderlei, has hidden motives that Chai will eventually find out soon enough. However, because of an accident caused by Kale, it leads to Chai's MP3 player falling onto his chest and fusing it with his heart during the process, giving him the ability to feel a musical connection to his surroundings. Unfortunately, he is labelled a defect, and the security robots are tasked to take him out. Luckily, his arm contains a cool magnetic stick that was originally meant to collect trash, but uses it as a guitar-like weapon to turn the robots into scrap metal. Chai encounters many allies along the way, such as a cat named 808 that he forms a musical connection with, further boosting his abilities. Said cat belongs to a woman named Peppermint, who is investigating the shadier side of Vanderlei. Said shady side is an AI program called Spectra that uses the cybernetic implants of Project Armstrong as a backdoor for mind control, enslaving anyone who signed up for the initiative. So it's up to Chai and his new chums to shut down Spectra by getting all 6 access keys from the heads at Vanderlei. How, you may ask? Musical murder, that's how! We also get characters such as Macaron, a former Vanderlei employee, his robot partner named Cinnamon, and we eventually recruit Corsica, the Vanderlei security head. Don't worry, it's not a spoiler, she's in the key art. The story for this game is a really entertaining and satirical take on corporations, and every character, and I really do mean every character, is likable, and the dialogue is super charming. From the story to even the NPC dialogue,
I gotta say, you old models deserve to be on your way out. You're just slowing me down.
This is a depressing conversation.
it feels like an Edgar Wright movie with the charm up to a bloody million. I won't go into further analysis into the story without spoiling anything, because there's some really interesting moments here, and also because I'm not very good with in-depth analyses, or whatever you want to call them. So there's probably other channels that can do the job for you if you're looking for exactly that. But the story is really good, and the characters are super charming. Alright, enough of that story shit, on to the big reason why I love this game. This game's visuals and presentation are so good, oh my god. I think it might be my favourite looking game in terms of art style. Now, I don't mind the super realistic look of games. They are admittedly very pretty and are present in some of my favourite games of all time even. But if you say a game is automatically going to be good because of its visual fidelity, I'll come to your house and say no it doesn't. I personally believe graphics don't automatically make a good game. I mean, Sonic Frontiers has horrendous popping, and that's my favourite Sonic game, for crying out loud. Art style will always win over hyper-realism, and Hi-Fi Rush is a clear example of that. This game is like a comic book came to life. The presentation is flawless. Everything, and I mean everything, moves to the beat, and it makes the world feel more alive to complement the gameplay. But we ain't gonna talk about that juicy stuff later. The cutscenes are fantastic and are oozing with so much charm. It's like something I'd watch on Cartoon Network or something. And the transitions from 3D to 2D are just incredible. It's just, oh my god, it makes my brain go crazy.
How about...
But this isn't the only thing that keeps this game afloat. The gameplay is the biggest reason why this game is so beloved. Since the world moves to the beat, so do you. Pressing the attack buttons in time with a beat deals more damage, you can pull off some sick combos, which I'm admittedly bad at doing because I turned on auto combo. I'm really bad at memorizing button inputs, I'm sorry. Auto combo being on or not, keeping the rhythm while being in combat is so satisfying, it makes my neurons go cuckoo crazy. You even have various partner and special moves that can give you an advantage in combat or in the levels. On their own, they're fun enough, but once you combine them with your combos, that's when it goes crazy. And all these mechanics are put to the test with the boss fights. They all have tons of variety. They are mostly 1v1 duels, but each of them have so much charisma to them. My favourite bosses are QA Mill because, you know, you fight a giant robot and that's good enough for me and I like robots. And the Corsica fight because it's a parry dodging duet fight thing and because it has Corsica and I really like Corsica because of her. There's even various collectibles scattered across the levels and they were kind of tricky to find, well, probably to me, I was too addicted with keeping up the beat. And when you beat the game, you can test yourself with a fabled rhythm tower.
But isn't it just Bloody Palace from Devil May Cry?
Shut the fuck up, little bitch. This is a true test of what you learn throughout the game, and it isn't just a climb a tower and beat enemies and move on spiel. There's a timer that only goes up if you land beat hits or parries, and my god is it brutal. When the timer hits 0, you are done. No second chances with reduced score, you are sent back to the first floor if you retry. I haven't beaten the tower yet, but one day I will. I swear to God, I am trying my hardest. Hey, Future Scott here. It turns out that it is exactly like Devil May Cry Bloody Palace. I've never played a single game in the series, so my bad for getting this wrong. And if you thought that was the only post-game mode, well, nuh-uh. After beating the game, you get a pseudo New Game Plus where you have to shut down remaining Spectra signals, which are a bunch of combat challenges with a limit or two. There's an arcade cabinet with a roguelike or crackhead mode. There's a bunch of costumes to collect, and you unlock a new difficulty called Rhythm Master. And that sounds like hell, but my family didn't raise no pussy. I'm gonna give it a go.
A few moments later.
It's really hard.
God, the music selection is so good. They picked perfect songs for this game, but unfortunately, I cannot play them because YouTube might kill me. But they got artists like Nine Inch Nails, The Prodigy, The Joy Formidable, Number Girl, and many more. And for a workaround, just so people don't get crucified by YouTube, the mad lads at Tango got the Glass Pyramids to create similar yet original songs for streaming mode, and they also somehow slap. It's such a great move so scenes don't look like this.
Yeah, this is weird without music, what the fuck.
The overall original soundtrack is amazing too. Suichi Kobori and Masatoshi Yanagi knocked it out of the goddamn park. This shit's going in my playlist, it's such a vibe. Alright, final segment time. In summary, this game was a huge success. It got high ratings, won many awards, achieved a milestone of 3 million players, and would also release on PS5, probably because Microsoft realized that locking Bethesda games to Xbox would spell financial suicide. Things were finally looking up for Tango. They at last made a game that reached widespread acclaim, and they will use the skills they achieved with Hi-Fi Rush to create bigger, better, and more successful projects. God, if only that was the case. On May 9th, 2024, it would be announced that Tango Gameworks, along with Arcane Austin and Alpha Dog Studios, would close down. In other words, we're never getting a sequel to Prey. You were a real one, Prey! This news shocked the gaming community. Microsoft shut down the devs of a game they didn't even want to make, along with a studio that just made their first breakout hit.
And their reward was being taken out back and shot. And head of Xbox Game Studios, Matt Booty, had the gall to say this a day later. We need smaller games that give us prestige and awards. God, no wonder your name is Matt Booty. Your head is so far up your ass that I can see it coming right out of it. Even if Hi-Fi Rush was a success, it and its team was still fucked over. And even worse, they were in the early process of pitching a sequel, and now we're never gonna get that. But hey, all that dead Tango money is gonna be funneled into that Indiana Jones game, which I will say looks good, but why the fuck is it first person though? And no, don't say that guy's the reason. Don't say that guy's the reason. Admit you're a bigot. On a slightly lighter note, Shinji Mikami founded a new company called Kamui Inc. So hopefully the former Tango employees find a place there, because with the new experience they got, they have the possibility to make something amazing, but it's gonna take a long time to see if that will be the case. So, in conclusion, Hi-Fi Rush is now one of my favourite games of all time. It's such a pure passion project with a ton of heart and soul put into it. From the great writing, the fantastic visuals, the incredible gameplay, and the banging soundtrack, it's just one big playable work of art that was sadly done dirty, even with all the praise it got a year ago. So yeah, fuck you Microsoft, this shit's the reason why you have no good games now. I don't really know how to end this video in a funny way, so I'm just gonna finish it with this. To the people who work at Tango Gameworks, Arcane Austin, and Alpha Dog Games, thank you for your contributions to gaming. You're all rock stars to me.